from doing ice skating, so they're pretty probably tired.
Okay.
But they have a lot of fun active act questions and stuff that they have for you too at the end, if that's okay.
Oh yeah, you betcha. I've got a slight little presentation. I'll show you some cool photos, some video, a couple commercial things, and then we'll get to your questions, of course. I want to make sure we're good
Wonderful.
on time. We've got about a half an hour.
Mhm. Yep.
So at 45 after, sweet. Okay.
Great. All right. I'm going to
Fun
scoot
stuff.
out of the way a little bit, but I did want to introduce you really quickly.
Okay.
So before we talk to our guest, now, are you going to show the video?
I've got
A video?
a couple of videos. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
because I know you had a little intro here of your Olympic history.
Oh, right. Yes. I'm going to show a video, a Nike commercial, and then I'm going to show the actual Olympic race. Those are the two
Awesome.
videos that I was planning on showing. So,
Great. Okay, I'm going to scoot back a little here so that they'll be in the
okay.
awesome.
Sweet. Hi, guys.
Hi.
So fun. I love it. Okay. And do you want to do the intro and then I'll show the video?
Sure.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Sweet.
Okay, so before we talk to our guest, he's going to show a video about why he is a part of Olympic history. This is the 1988 Seoul Olympics, and keep an eye out for the athlete with the pink hair, because he had pink hair then. That's the man that you're about to meet, which is Mr. Craig Blanchett. Now, Craig is a friend of mine who I know for the past few years, and I worked with him doing kind of some behind the scenes things with awesome challenges that he runs for our health coaching. And he does a phenomenal job with doing inspirational speaking. So we're very excited to have him. Can you give him a hand? Awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you,
Um,
guys.
one one of the things, believe it or not, it is blocking out all of the background noise. So I couldn't hear anybody clapping, but I could see you guys. And that's just a simple setting. So when they do have a question, I may have to have them walk up and talk to the monitor a little more closely to get that to work. So great.
Sounds good.
All right. So here, so I'm going to start off with, I'll get to the video on the second slide, but I want to start off with my first slide here. And let's see here. That here is, is the big game, right? This is me and a couple of other guys at the Seoul, Korea Olympics, 1988. And that's me in the front there with the USA. And I'm going to go into and show you guys a little bit of the actual video from the actual race. And what was interesting about this is I didn't see this video for 15 years after. I was just on YouTube and I saw that somehow I was searching and I found this video and I'm like, wait a minute, that's the race that I was in the Olympics. And I thought, I was so excited to see it because all from my recollection, I only remember like what I saw first person, like what I was doing. I've never seen any video of this. And another interesting thing is this is in black and white and it's in French. So, but the main point to this particular story is that when I was racing, let me stop this for a second. When I was racing, you have qualifications. So you have to run a qualifying time to be good enough or fast enough to be able to qualify for the Olympics. And you first have to qualify kind of in your region of the United States. Then you go to the US trials, and all the fastest Americans from around the country compete. And only four people, three people and an alternate, actually make it to the next round. Well, the next round is the like the quarterfinals, and then you do a race. They take the top four, and they move on to the next round, and then they do another race, and they take the top four. You have 16 people. They take the top four. So you end up having all these races that lead up to the actual race where they give you a medal if you are in the top three. All right. So there's a bunch of qualification things that you had to do. Well, to give you a little backstory, all of the races that I had done on the track, I had always won first place. So in all of the preliminaries in the United States trials and the semifinals and quarterfinals and all that, I was always winning my heats. But what I failed to think about is there was another, like in the last race there was 8 people in one race, and then they left, and then there was another 8 people that raced, right, and they took the top four in each. Well, I was the top
Right?
four
And
in
they
my
took the top
race.
4 each.
I was the top four in my race, but there was another guy that was winning all of his races too, and he was from France. And so the first time we had actually raced against each other on the track was this race you're about to see right now. Okay. And at the beginning of the race, I took off really fast, and I had a pretty good lead. When I got to the corner, I looked back behind me, and I'll show you, I couldn't see the people directly behind me. All I could see was the people way behind me. And so I'll narrate this for you so you can see like kind of what happened here. It's pretty crazy. All right. So this is me in front, and this is Mustafa, and this is the group of the guys
1500 mètres.
behind
En
us.
voici les images. Et il faut savoir
So
qu'il y a
these
là
are the
3
guys I
hommes en
thought
tête
we
de
were in
l'épreuve.
second
Le Français
place.
Mustapha Badid, le Belge
We've got
Paul
a
Van
nice
Winkel. Vous voyez
lead.
le trio tout au sommet de votre image.
We're about
Et enfin
halfway through the
l'Américain Bob
race
Craig.
now.
C'est Bob Craig qui mène avec un
And they're
équipement tout à fait
driving,
comparable
they're
aux
racing behind me.
sprinters de l'époque.
And so they're in my draft basically. And it's about 30 to 40% easier when you're in the draft. And so you can see me, I'm still out in
And so you
front.
can see me, I'm still out in
And I'm
front.
just pulling along. They're in my draft. They're hanging pretty good. And but they're not coasting. They're having to still push. So it's not like it's easy to stay behind me. And I'm still going through it, pushing. The crowd's going crazy. I think I've got, see those guys back there? I think that's second place. I still think that in my head. And I'm just racing along pretty focused on what I'm doing. This is the last lap.
This is the last lap.
And look at these guys. They're just
And
so
look at
far
these guys, they're
behind.
just so.
And now I decide to sprint for no reason. I mean, watch, I double my, look, boom, 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 boom. And I'm just like, okay, we're going to put on a show here. We're going to really go for it. But I'd been already leading for 3 laps, pushing the wind. And now we're coming into the final corner. Now things are starting to get dicey. I still think I've got 100 yards. Right here, I see Paul Van Winkle right here, right about there. And I'm like, oh, where'd you come from? And now I'm sprinting with whatever I have left, which is not much. You can see me. I never give up. I'm just pushing. And Mustafa won first. Paul Van Winkle second. I was third place. And anyway, so that's the race there. And obviously it taught me a bunch about what it takes to not just race with your muscles, but race with your brain and pay attention to what's going on. And um, so hopefully that was exciting. It was exciting for me to watch it again. And so the point here is that in this final race, you had Mustafa in first place, Paul in second place, and I'm back here in third place. And I thought, is this game over for me? Like it was only 1 second between first place and third place. And so I had to actually think to myself in my brain, I can't win, or ask a different question, kind of like you can unlock a new door. I can't, the door's locked. How can I? The door becomes open to you. And you start to think about, well, what can I do here in order to win? And so I learned a lot on that day at the track. And I learned so much from that disappointment and that third place finish that it equipped me to not look at it as a problem, but look at it as a puzzle. And so you think about this, problems versus puzzles. You have problems. Problems are kind of scary. You want to avoid, they feel heavy. And then you have puzzles. Well, puzzles are fun and they have a solution to a puzzle, right? And so that's what I did. Basically, I went on to set 21 world records. I was a 9-time world champion and I had that Olympic bronze medal. Got a sponsorship from Nike. I mean, Mustafa was never sponsored by anybody after that, even though he won the gold medal. I was able to do a lot with that. And I'll show you a little commercial, actually, a little Nike commercial here that's kind of fun.
I've been working out for quite a few years now. I found it's easier to stay in shape when I do a lot of different things. That way I never get bored. So I never quit.
So that's kind of fun, right? Anyway, so yeah, thanks guys. And so that was part of what it took for me to kind of switch over into this different way of looking at things, that I could take my challenges that came along and I could, instead of said, oh, I can't do that. And it was like, wait a minute, I want to do that. How can I? And some of you guys, actually, I'm curious, you guys probably play some video games, right? Anybody that play Fortnite?
Anybody that plays
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go. Yep.
Fortnite?
Right. And so when you're playing some of these games, you can
Oh,
think
yeah,
about
there we
it
go.
like,
Yep. Right. So when you're playing some of these games, you can
well, I'm
think
getting a
about it
little bit
like,
echo here.
well,
Let me
I'm
try.
getting a little
I'll
bit
fix that.
echo here.
Am I echoing on your side?
I'll fix that. Am I echoing on your side?
No. Okay, good.
No echo.
No.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
So
Okay,
anyway,
good.
what kind of happened as
Anyway,
far as when you think about a video game is you get to a certain part and you can't quite solve one of the puzzles, or you can't find a medical thing. I don't play Fortnite, but I've seen it. But there's all these different things where you get to a level and you can't quite solve the puzzle and you can't get to the end. And so then you get a chance to change your strategy and try again, right? You oftentimes wouldn't just say, "Oh, poor me. I can't, I guess I can't do that," and, quit, because solving the puzzle is fun. And so one of the things that you can learn to do in your life, this goes for adults, even big kids, small kids and big kids, people of all ages, is you can get to things that are challenging in your life and you can actually challenge that question and say, how can I? And move over from the area of, oh, I can't do that. And so one of those things is, I call this level two, where I went in my racing career and I went from racing wheelchairs on the road in the track. Then I switched over to hand cycles on the road. And then in 2018, I got one of these amazing things, and it's called an off-road hand cycle, right? So it's got full suspension. This thing's about $25,000. It weighs 66 pounds, and it's a lot of fun to ride. A lot of fun to ride. So this particular picture was taken at the World Championships in Colorado, and the races all happened at 10,000 feet above sea level. So it was really high up in the mountains, right? And what I was able to do is I was able to win the first place in the World Championships, right? So I was either winning or I was learning. There's no losing, because losing is really more of a mindset. I can learn or I can win. And I did a little bit of learning. Obviously, I learned way more when I didn't place first than I did when I did place first. And so the question for you guys really to think about, what kind of puzzles are you trying to solve? Are you looking at your life as a series of problems to avoid? Or do you look at challenges as puzzles that you have the ability to solve? And you do that by changing your question to how can I, and getting away from the I can't ideas. So that is a few things for hopefully you guys to think about. And this is a real simple concept, but I'm saying don't underestimate the power of this kind of thinking in your life. Just because it's simple doesn't mean it's not extremely powerful. So, all right.
Awesome. Awesome. We have, well,
All right.
Craig, I have,
Yeah.
our principal is here. His name is Mark Schatzline.
Hi, Mark.
Do you have a question
Yeah,
specifically?
I had two thoughts, as you were talking about that, it was so appropriate because as I said, we just got done walking over kitty corner to the park where we were doing ice skating.
Oh,
And the amazing thing for me is watching all of our students at different levels of that, right? And I kept saying over and over, you're learning the biggest lesson of life, which is when you get knocked down or you fall down, you get back up and you
mm,
keep trying out of that.
mhm.
And I would just be curious as you were kind of thinking about this. My guess is you've thought about that race over and over and over again. But as you mentioned, winning the bronze sets you on a path for the next 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
As you kind of consider that process, what is the biggest takeaway? We talk about our setbacks as being our launch pad forward. And we're always trying to help our kids understand that concept, especially
Yeah.
even from fourth grade.
Yep. I guess what I would say is if you think about like if you think about a setback, imagine imagine that you're like on a I don't know, a table or a ledge or something, and you find that the setback is you're falling down. And you can fall down into quicksand or a trampoline. And it depends on
Mm.
how you think about it as to what that setback will look like. When you have that setback in your life and you say, "Ah, dang, I can't do that. Poor me." That's like you jumped down into cement, right? Or quicksand, and it just stuck you there. A lot of people, it's called being a victim. And a lot of people actually live their life based upon, why can't I get a break? Why does everything always happen to me? Why does my brother get more stuff than I get? How come I can't this? And all this kind of talk. And that's living like your life is in quicksand. There's another way, what we talked about is this way to make that setback be a trampoline that launches you further in, to your next thing. And that's when you say, how can I? Why, how is what's happening set up to help me win? And so I looked at that race in the Olympics and I learned to look on my right and my left. It's one thing I learned. I also learned to draft. There were many races that I did after that where I was not leading the whole way. I was drafting until the finish line. Now, sometimes I was strong enough to where I would get away on a downhill or something and I would be off the front. Nobody could touch me. That happened. And when I did that, I didn't wait for the draft. I just went for the win. But there was times when you were in a pack of racers and you had to be very strategic about when to draft and when to be out front pulling because it's easier to be in the draft. And so I learned so much about tactical racing and awareness of who's around me that day that it equipped me to win lots and lots of races. 99% of the races I raced in, I won. And occasionally I would come in second or third or fourth. And then that was the time where I would go back and learn what could I have done better? how can I get faster? How can I do this better? How can I climb that hill better? And so if you always look at your losses really as learning opportunities, then you're going to eventually get better and better and better than your old self used to be. Yeah.
That's true. That's really good. That's
Thank you.
really good. Thank you. So I have a few friends that want to ask some questions. Is
Okay,
that okay if
sweet.
I pull
Yeah.
them up here?
Yep.
Okay. Who wants to go first? Andy, come on up. You have to
Mhm.
kind of come up a little bit here, see if you can
Yep.
come down.
And kneel down so I
All
can see
right.
you. Hi, Andy. How old are you, Andy?
9. I mean, 10,
9?
10, 10.
10. You look 10.
He's 10.
Yeah, you look so much older than 9.
You have
Go
to
ahead.
talk loud.
What's your question?
How do you drive?
How do I drive? Pretty good. Oh, that's not really the right answer. That was more of an adult joke. The way that I drive actually is, so my legs are short, but they're usable. And so I have these sticks that I basically, I Velcro them to the pedals, and then I just put them on the ends of my feet. So I drive a or a automatic. So one foot's on the brake, one foot's on the gas, and then I use my hands like you would. So imagine it's sort of like if you had really short legs and you had the pedals moved really close to your legs. And I just put a stick to make my legs essentially longer so it could reach the pedals. But the neat thing about that is that on the ends of the sticks, I have Velcro on there and Velcro on the pedal. So when my wife wants to drive my car, we just pull them off and put them in the passenger seat, and then she can drive my car and then I can put them back on. So we have Velcro on all of our car pedals, and we have a pair of sticks in all of our cars. So that's how I drive. And then I
Nice.
get in the back.
Nice.
So I have a Ford Flex, and I open up the back gate. I crawl in myself, then I pull my wheelchair in. I have a little tie down. Then I close the door, and then I kind of crawl over the seats. And that's how I get in and out of my car.
Nice. Say
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Perfect.
Yeah, you betcha.
All right. Nathan. This is Nathan.
Yeah. Hi, Nathan. Are you 10 as well?
No, I'm 9.
You're 9. Okay.
He's nice.
Got it.
Okay.
My question is,
Check. Talk loud too.
have you ever wore fake legs in public?
Yes, quite a bit. I got fake legs. They call them like prosthetics or artificial legs, or some different types of words for that. And I got those when I was probably in middle school, and I wore them quite a while. One of the challenges with the artificial legs is they slowed me down a lot, and I don't really like to be slow, if you will. And so I'm looking for a picture with me with them on so you can see. But yeah, I was about 6 foot tall. And then I remember I have 2 boys. And when they were younger, I remember I used to be overweight, and I lost a bunch of weight. And I was able to I was able to put the legs back on again after years and years and years of not wearing them. And my son, Quincy, he was like 3, 4, and he had never seen me in these artificial legs, and he didn't know what to do because he thinks of dad as being this short guy, not this guy with these long legs. And he just looked at me and just started kind of chuckling. He just didn't know what to think about it. So it was pretty crazy. Let me see here if I can find a photo, and I'll show it to you. But yeah, for me, the artificial legs, they were kind of disabling, if you will, because I was born the way I am, with short legs. And when I put these artificial legs on and stood up, I was really tall, at what seemed really tall. And then I wasn't very capable of walking very far. And so it wasn't good. Let's see here. Here is a picture.
Say thank you.
Thank you. Yep. I'm still looking for a
Something about him.
It says something. What is this?
Hold on.
It's froze.
Yeah, but no, you gotta, I don't know if that's on his or your.
I'm frozen. I can still hear you guys.
You there?
I'm here.
Let's get the sound going
Yes,
again.
I am here. Everybody, I'm here. Everything is good. Can you guys hear me?
Are we allowed to ask him more questions?
Let's like get
He's still here.
chance.
He's
Yep.
still on.
I'm
Hey,
still
almost
here. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I
Can
could
I
hear
go
you
down?
guys the whole
Can I
time.
go down?
Okay.
Can I-
Well, I'm just gonna turn and you raise your hand if you want to. Wow.
There you go. We froze up a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I could hear you guys.
There we go.
I could hear you guys the whole
Yep.
time, but yeah, here's a picture of me and my boys when after I lost my weight and I could wear them again. And
Nice.
so that's kind of a funny thing.
Handsome.
The first day that I got these legs was this day, and this was a long time earlier, but they made them so they looked like a bodybuilder, and so I put these, funny running pants on. Anyway, kind of funny. So
That's awesome.
anyway,
You know,
yeah.
the Nike commercial, certainly no limitations and just do it. What is your favorite sport when you're not racing?
Well, sports that I like to do, I really like bike. I like cycling off-road and on-road. I like well, um I like rock climbing. Um but so I knew those are some of the things that I kind of like to do. I got another video of here that I'll show you that was taken a few years ago. This is me doing some rock climbing stuff. This kind of be kind of fun. Let's see here. So this is at a bouldering gym. So you climb without a rope. And I can't believe how strong I was back then. I'm kind of old now, but this was probably maybe 10 years ago. And I was just able to use my legs, even though my legs weren't very strong, they still allowed me to be able to move, and I used whatever I could. And even though they're short and they don't work very great for walking around and stuff, I was still able to use them to help my hands out to grab that next handhold. So anyway, so there's a little bit of what it looks like to do rock climbing. So that's pretty fun. But this is a picture. This is me right here, and this is in Atlanta, Georgia. And this is my son Alexander, and he was there on a foot bike. And we went out for a week-long camping trip where we had all these guys go out there, and we rode all day, and then we had campfires at night, and so it was like a camping trip.
Yeah, we rode all day and then we night, and so it was like a camping trip.
You got another question?
That's awesome. Another question. Sophia, come on up. This is Sophia.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Sophia.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so what's your question?
Have you ever been in an accident in a race?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I was probably, well, only one time really that I was in a accident in a race, and that was in 2014 at the Rock and Roll Marathon down in San Diego, California. And I was coming through a series of corners at really high speed, and there was a car on the course coming around a corner that I couldn't prepare for. And so I ended up running into a car, and I broke my shoulder and broke a bunch of stuff, and kind of ended my racing career actually. So yeah, it wasn't common that I crashed, because if you crash, you can't win. And I did a lot of winning. So crashing wasn't really something that was really the only time I really crashed in a race. In my mountain bike, I've tipped over and stuff like that, but it's not like I've crashed and broken anything.
Did you say that that's because they changed the course?
there was a car on the course and the
Oh,
coming around a corner, and I couldn't see. And by the time I could see it, I was going too fast down a downhill, and so I couldn't slow down in time
got it.
to miss the car. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah,
Sophia.
you betcha. Good question.
Bye.
Matthew, this is Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
Hi.
Say hi.
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 All right. What's your question?
Have you ever rode a skateboard?
Oh yeah. Ooh, as a matter of fact, I probably have a
He's
skateboard
good. He's
video
really good.
that I can show. Yes, I grew up riding skateboards. And that was before I got a wheelchair or anything like that. That's what I used to get around was a skateboard. And
Skateboard. And
let's see here.
let's see here.
So that's me doing a little skating at a skate
Oh.
park. So that's kind of fun. And then let's see here. Let's look for another one here.
There's ones on your hand. You're on your hands on like a headstand or handstand.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. Yep. There's a little video of one here. So that's kind of fun.
That's
And
cool.
then I had another one of me running around this other skate park here. Well, who knows? Too many videos.
Mhm.
Anyway, so yeah,
That's
I
pretty
do
cool.
definitely do some skating. This is me at the wheelchair sports camp, and I'm that's playing softball on that one. So pretty fun. Let's see here. You know what? I think I know where it's at here. This other one's a really good video. So there it is, right here. And then let's see here. Check this out. So anyway, there's a little bit of skating. I don't want to take all the time skating, but yes, I like to
Awesome.
skate. Good
Thank
question.
you.
Do you skate?
Thank you. Matthew, do you skate?
Yeah.
Do you skate? He asked if you skated. No, skateboarding.
Skateboarding. I've only done it like twice.
He's always
Okay.
said only twice.
Got it.
Okay,
Got
any more questions? We have just a couple more questions. Alazar. This is Alazar.
Yep. Hello, Alizar.
Come in closer and ask a question.
Why do you use different types of carts for your races?
Different types of
Why do you use different types of carts for your races?
Yeah. So with so it's sort of like when you run a race, you would use like running shoes. If you were to ride in a bike race, you would use a bike. If you were in a mountain bike race, you would use a mountain bike. And so the different pieces of equipment that I have are designed for different types of sports. So like my everyday chair. So this is just like my normal wheelchair. I'll show you. This is what it looks like for me in my everyday chair. And so this is this allows me to it's just like a pair of sneakers. But then when I want to go for a run or a long, longer distance, I might use my racing chair. And then if I want to go for a bike ride, then I have my bike. And if I want to go on a trail, then I have my mountain bike. And I'm very, very blessed to be able to have all these different types of adaptive equipment to get around, because they're not cheap. I've worked really hard with my racing, and I've been able to promote myself in such a way where people sponsor me. And so all of my equipment has been given to me in conjunction for me representing the brand. So I've sponsored, And so it's been awesome to be able to, especially the mountain bike. The mountain bike is really fun. I mean, with the suspension and the being out in the woods and stuff, it's pretty awesome. Yep.
That's
Thanks
cool.
for asking.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Craig.
All right, I think
You
we
bet.
have one more. No.
Okay.
Do you, Abby, did you want to come up? Okay, come on up. This is Abby.
Uh-huh. Hi,
Say
Abby.
hi.
Oh, have you ever been injured while racing?
That
Injured,
was
yeah.
another question. Yeah, injured. Well, right.
Yep. Yeah, I was injured one time racing, and that was when I ran into that car. And yeah, I was very injured. I broke my shoulder, broke my collarbone, broke 3 ribs, had to have surgery a couple times. And yeah, it was pretty rough. What was very interesting about the crash is my brain didn't understand what crashing was because I'd never done it. And I had some close calls. And so I remember coming on the corner and seeing the car and everything slowed down. And my mind was like, this is going to be close. Right. And I'm hitting the brakes as hard as I can. And I'm turning. And then at one point, my brain goes, I think I'm going to hit this car. And then about a split second later, my mind goes, I just hit that car. And then it blacked out and crashed and whatever. And so, but it was right up until that last minute. I mean, if that car would have been over 1 foot, I would have made it. Ugh, so close.
I know that's hard.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you, Abby.
What
All right.
challenges, just a quick question, what challenges are next for you? What's on the horizon? You said competitions you seem like you're always taking on a new challenge.
Yeah. So one of the things that I do is this thing. It's called the National Wheelchair Sports Camp, and so that is in Stewartville, Minnesota, or Rochester, Minnesota. And every year I go back to Wheelchair Sports Camp, and I'm the director there. So we have about 50 people that come to camp, and so that's coming up right now. Like presently, we sold our house. So we're packing and we're moving back to Vancouver, Washington. It's about 400 miles away. And we're building a home and we're going to be close to the grandkids. We've got 4 grandkids and both of our boys live there. And so we're basically moving back to be with grandkids. And so, so that's kind of that's just the next month, or in 3 weeks we're moving. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. But I'm kind of in a stage right now where I'm trying to get healthy again because I have some arthritis from all the surgeries and all the miles that I've had. And so right now my primary goal is to get back and become strong, get stronger, and be able to just start doing more bike rides and being more active with my grandkids.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I wanted to let you know one of our main Bible verses that we've been working on is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Yep.
So this is like a perfect segue into what we know that we can do.
Yep.
We can do these
Yep.
things. So
Exactly.
thank you so much for taking the time to kind of meet with us. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Good job, you guys. Keep
Yeah.
working hard. You guys are awesome. Nice to have some time with you today. This is great.
Yeah. Thanks for visiting Chicago.
Yeah, right. That's good. All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Awesome. All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yep, you bet. Bye-bye.
Bye.